Yeah. It just depends on what circle you're in, right? How you present yourself, right? But the thing about it, sometimes humanity has, because they're so shallow, humanity has been programmed to look at white people as always being right, or they're the clean ones out of all the criminals. We could trust these motherfuckers at least. But as soon as they see somebody that's darker, right, in a dark complexion, it's like a certain criteria. It's like if you're not dressed up nice and clean, come in with some saggy jeans or something, like, oh, fuck this nigga. Fuck, he gonna rob me. The real criminals are Congress and the Federal Reserve. They have created $40 trillion in debt. Those are the real criminals, but it's all under the guise of being legal and being credible. But it's not. They're the actual biggest thieves in society. But all that money went to the war, to the military-industrial complex, and to the medical-industrial complex. So, okay, who's benefiting from that? Who's benefiting from that? It's always doctors and lawyers. They're the biggest beneficiaries in society.
True.
Doctors and lawyers.
Yep. Let me tell you this one, Lucifer. When I won my mom's court case, I went to the bank with $400,000 check, right? So I went to the bank. Never in my life they were like, please come this way. Going down this long hallway. I'm like, where are we going? I've never been in this section of the bank before. All of a sudden, I'm in this back room, a really nice back room where there's food, and they're giving me alcohol, I swear to God. And, tea, coffee, and all the shit. So what are you going to do with the money? I'm like, wait a minute. This must be what the celebrities do.
They take you to the back, and then they start, they give you royal treatment because you got $400,000 back.
What are you going to do with the money? I'm like, I just want to put it in the savings account right now, just so I can think about what I want to do with the money. Then that's why they serve you the champagne, so you're, lighted maybe. So you might.
With $400, this is what you're doing. You're taking $400,000 and you're giving it to them. That basically what they're doing is they're turning around and taking that $400,000 and they're going shopping in the stock market and making more money. That's more money for them. And even
and they were very aggressive.
When I said 2% return is fucking classic. And you ain't got to work. It ain't your money. It's somebody else's money.
I made almost $1,500 a month on interest alone.
Yeah, but imagine they showed you $1,500. Imagine what they were making.
Yeah. I put a lot of it in CDs and stuff like that. But they were so pressuring me, and when I finally said no, I just want to print out. I just want to think. They were so pissed off.
What were they saying about pressure? What kind of pressure was it?
Oh my! You're gonna make a lot more money if you put this in CDs. If you put this over here or there. I'm like, okay, but I need to speak to my financial advisor. I just want to put it somewhere. And I remember walking out, and at first I was like, where are we going? Because this room was like, I have never been treated. I'm usually on the broke side of the bank. Before. So I was like, this is weird.
Just seeing tellers standing up.
Yeah, and they ignore me even. It's like, I was like, wow, this is. And I remember walking out and walking out to the sunlight out to my car, and I was like, wow, you know what? Hey, I don't have to use coupons right now. I can buy something with it. My daughter doesn't have to say, Mom, is this on sale? Can we buy this? Mom, it's on sale. So it was funny because one thing I always wanted to do for my daughter, I took her to the mall and I said, you can buy anything you want. We can buy. She's like, wait, Mom, are you all right? What's wrong with you? And I was like, no, this is the one time in your life you're actually going to have this opportunity. So we went shopping with our nails. She kept asking me, Mom, can I buy these? Kate, I told you anything. Mom, what about these jeans? These aren't on sale. I said anything, Kate. Come on, Kate, this is the one size I'm going to fill up your account. And she was like, oh my gosh, shit. She was in heaven. So that's probably the only time I'll be able to do something like that cool. But yeah, so it's just funny that there's a whole other side to the bank, and they're very high pressure. They're all over your shit. Then they kept calling me, from the financial department. Have you decided what you're gonna do with the money yet? And all sort of stuff. So it was just kind of funny, kind of awkward to me. But so I've been in that back room now twice. So I don't know if I'll ever get there a third time. But hey. Even gave me the silver platter. They bring it over, right? The silver platter. And they're like, here you go. I'm looking at it. What do I do with it, right? They're like, open it up. I'm like, oh, duh. So I open it up, and inside is like hot towels so I can wipe my hands. And I was like, oh, this is fancy. I kind of like, I like dive bars. I'm from Jersey. I'm like, okay. And I didn't drink either. I was like, nah, fuck that. I'm not that stupid. So they did have a lovely cappuccino, though.
They did.
I'm like, you fuckers must think I was born yesterday. Come on.
So I'm looking at this. What's name told me to check out Milgram's obedience experiment, which is one of the most famous and disturbing studies in psychology. Which is, I don't know. I'm looking at it and I'm just reading this shit and like, for those who don't know the Milgram experiment, the studies, it was conducted by Stanley Milgram in the 1960s, shortly after the Holocaust trials. It's like almost like the Holocaust was created for these motherfuckers to jump into psychology. Like this is like something. I'm trying to. This thing.
The Jews were involved in some way, shape, or form.
Because something like even the Holocaust. I don't know. I don't think this shit was like because humans lie. So I don't think none of this shit was real. None of it. It was to look at the emotional impulses of humanity, of these creatures, these species that was created called humans. And look at the code structure, like the code and find out how they would react to, these quote unquote saying they're going on these atrocities and all this shit, like showing people bones and all this shit. Like, right? Like even when I've heard some of these women and men talk about the Holocaust, it just sound like a bunch of motherfuckers. That's all it sounds like. This ghetto be like, this is like a back of
normal human people can do inhumane, fucked up shit if it's structured to. That's
right. Now, don't get me wrong. It also his crew. They had wired. They were wired.
How many drugs that fucker was on. And his whole army, meth, speed, amphetamine, quaaludes, and shit.
Of the social construct so therefore you become
without little sleep, so they can be aggressive, so they can
society. That's all society is almost like if God, like for me, right? I'm God, I show up, everybody's like, oh, you're crazy. Well, God is crazy. God is beyond your fucking boundaries. Yeah, like because God don't fucking honor your fucking boundaries. God made you feel uncomfortable. You gonna say God did it, right? But with God, you need to respect me, God. No, God doesn't need to respect you, motherfucker. You need to respect yourself.
Drunk sex, right? Drunk sex takes away all your inhibitions. It's usually pretty good.
Yes, women have drunk. Yes, that's why Bill Cosby gave that bitch to take the edge off. That bitch came to fuck. She was nervous and she was like, "You have something I can take the edge off." A lot of these bitches have done this.
Someone offering me to take the edge off. That's just that's hospitality in my opinion.
That's it. And what's funny about humans is that because humans lie and they don't have any accountability, what that bitch did was come back for money later on. She got a lawyer. A lawyer was like, "Yo, you could split Bill Cosby." This lawyer probably put an ad in a paper or something. He had to know somebody in the circle that he was thirsty for money, and he knew he could get it on the emotions of humanity.
Yeah. Well, she came back, right? She came
baby, son.
Yeah. No, it's women like that. Oh my God, like Dave Chappelle says, you might not be the hardest to wear those, so don't sit there and act like you're innocent when you're not. When your kids are hanging out, your ass is hanging out. How do you expect to be treated? We just think I want to fuck. Okay, well, it does look that way. Like, come on, man. We're all fucking people. They're so innocent. Don't get naked if you ain't gonna fuck. Right? So.
I know this chick. She said she sucked Jay-Z dick. She was like, Jay-Z got a big dick. I was like, what? She was like, yeah, man, one day. She said, look, let me tell you what she said she got in the car with Jay-Z. Jay-Z, he ain't say nothing but pulled his dick out.
I think I told you this. This is a true story. Yes.
Oh, did you do that?
Yes, I did. Like, she thought she was going to go out. She was all dolled up, this and that. This is in a book I read. I don't know how true it is. Of course.
Oh, this nigga just pulled his dick out. So what?
She pulled it out. No dinner, no drink. I mean, at least find his drink. Shit. I mean, but she did it, didn't she? Yeah, of course she did.
Of course she did.
Right. Exactly. She said, if you don't, there's a million others who will. So.
Of course she did, because she won the record deal.
Yeah, because his ugly ass, he couldn't get no play if he wouldn't have money. Because I'm sorry, he is just ugly as fuck. I mean, so he has to have some kind of.
Okay, what is that saying? Okay, just on what you're saying right there, right? What does that say about sex and how sex goes down? How women give up sex and people have sex? It is transactional.
Women like to fuck powerful men. Women like to fuck powerful men. That's the truth.
And power to a human is money.
Money, fame, death.
Money. The fame, you don't give a fuck about. When a person has fame.
But it's psychology. It's money goes all into it, meaning that it's attraction. Like they're attracted. But also, you can't discount the fact that women also want to orgasm. And, if you've ever been in a situation with a woman where she's like, I haven't had sex in fucking months. Let's do this. And you're like, damn, lady, okay.
Who told you my story? I'm kidding.
She said that's her story. Oh, shit.
I don't fuck on the first date. Same ones.
Wait, I thought I had. Wait, is this a public room? No, this is my room. Why are my replays on?
Have you ever heard when Chris Rock says Bill Clinton didn't pick Monica Lewinsky? It wasn't like she was the hottest chick in the office. Basically, it was about convenience. He stuck his head out the office door and said, "You, my 330." Would come all over it. Come on. I mean, that's crazy too. Let me just keep.
My replays off. I usually have my replays on, and I don't understand why it's off today. That's weird. Anyway. Wait, Adrian, you're recording on your end, right?
I didn't touch it. They're not. I noticed when I came in your room, they were off.
Interesting.
Let me see if they can be turned on.
See if you can turn it on from your end. I tried to go and turn it on, but it wouldn't. Which I think is foolish. Anyway, it's all good. I think Adrian is recording on his end, so that's still cool. You should, but I thought you could turn it on and off in your room like that.
No, you can only turn it off.
But once you turn it, you can't turn it on, back on, once you turn it off.
Right.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, let me turn them on.
What the fuck is that all about? Why can't you turn it, you can turn it off, but you can't turn it back on?
Because it's like deleting it, because when you start a room on record, it's like actually recording it, restoring it.
That's interesting. But I'm looking at.
Remember when you could record the whole room? That was great. Remember when you could record the whole room? That was awesome. They took that away.
I wonder. Systems. So the Milgram experiments proves humanity does not operate from sovereignty. Most people abandon moral responsibility moment they can outsource it. And systems of obedience, military, religion, and law are built on this moral loophole. Fucking
Everybody's gonna die.
Fuck all of them. Fuck everybody who's crying about a fucking Holocaust. Guess what? It's been going on ever since the beginning. I've been burning you motherfuckers because you deserve to burn. Fuck all y'all.
Take it easy. At least give the children a break. Jesus, take it easy.
Fuck your kids. Fuck your family. Fuck your feelings. If you didn't want to fuck step up and be God and fucking act like I ain't real, guess what? Burn, bitches. Burn. All of you motherfuckers. Like you want to walk around here and act like you got some fucking halo on your head. Act like you're so righteous, but you can't even beat me. You can't even beat God in the flesh. You want to keep denying me? Well, burn, bitch. By your own fucking declaration, you decided that you voluntarily signed up to walk in the fucking oven. Oh, we all die. You're fucking right, you do. There you go. Your fucking decree. Your documented decree that you die and you decided to walk in the oven for my fucking glory. You become my servants, all of you. Fuck out of here.
How do you really feel, Lucifer?
Did you say?
How do you really feel, Lucifer?
And this show is for entertainment. If I was God, this is what God would say. Kiss my ass, all you motherfuckers. Fuck you think I'm gonna come in here and everybody can be everything else and you don't love me. You can be everybody else, but you don't love me. You wanna lie, you wanna keep lying, you wanna blame things on Satan, which is me, bitch. I got you. Checkmate.
You know what I would tell God, Lucifer?
What would you tell God?
Bend over and smile.
Why would you tell God to bend over and smile?
Kiss his ass. So, there you go.
You would kiss God's ass?
Yes.
So would you lick his asshole?
No, I don't do ring jobs.
Come on. Like
Yeah,
God,
no.
wait a minute. Are you saying that God is not good enough for you to suck his ass?
Well, I'm sure he would be. No, it's not really my cup of tea.
So are you saying, okay, so you prefer, like, wait a minute. So what I'm saying, I'm trying to
Kiss a
you prefer, so God, you just saying, fuck you, God. I just don't get down like that.
Yeah, he should already know that about me since he created me.
But he tested you.
Well, yeah, but he knows my limits.
He knows your limits.
Yeah.
You have limits.
That's my comfort zone, I would hope.
Oh, so you would probably sue God. Shit.
No, I would never sue the Lord.
I was actually harassed by Jesus.
I was asking to be the Lord.
That's right, we go into court, motherfucker. I got a lawyer. Motherfucker,
the police. It took them forever to get there, number one. Number two, they had this little card. He had this little card in his pocket, and he said he doesn't meet 3 out of the 5 criteria, so we can't take him. I go, what the hell? I said he meets all 5. You are tripping.
But you know what I saw was funny? Have you seen Crackhead Barney and Friends? Have you seen that girl? She goes around in New York report people, and she's dark skinned, and she got white paste all over her, and she's screaming. Shit, she only wear like a bikini, black girl. It's hilarious, bro. But anyway, she be screaming, fuck you. She be laugh, fuck you. So somebody called the police on her, right? The police, this woman came. Why did the woman was about to grab her to lock her up to also you're not normal? So the girl said, who the fuck are you to tell me I'm not normal? Like, who are you?
If you don't want the police to fuck with you, act crazy. It's the truth.
But no, she was acting crazy, and they were about to, this is in New York, they were about to apprehend her and take her against her will. They was going to try to take her against her will to a man's place. I'm looking at this fucking video. I'm like, these cops are fucking tripping. Like, how the fuck can you do that? You can't come in and take authority over somebody like that. Who the fuck do you think you are?
I had a stalker on my work front porch for 3 days, the entire weekend, calling me a bitch, a whore, a skank, all this other shit. And then every time when the police came, somehow he wasn't there, right? So this went on all weekend. Finally, he broke my window.
Stalking you and calling you a bitch, a skank, a whore.
Yeah.
So why did you call the police? That's the question.
Because I was scared. Okay, let me say this. One day I was standing over me, over my bed, bleeding.
Pause right there. You were scared. Now, you created the emotion of fear within yourself. Is that a fair assessment?
Well, yeah, but he's standing over my bed bleeding.
I don't care, but the point I'm trying to make here is that you called the police on yourself, but Blanket said it was him.
I wouldn't look at it like that, but...
Or you wouldn't look at it like that, but that's the truth. Think about it. If we're going to be 100% accountable, which, again, I understand the word. This is the reason why humans don't use but 30% of their brain. This is the reason why the Constitution is saying only 1/3 of a person, because humans don't fucking think. This is the reason. So you called the police on yourself, but then you said it wasn't. He's out there. So you had an out-of-body experience. What you saw is your inner voice fucking with you. A man calling you a bitch, a hoe, a fucking cunt, and all this shit. And it's probably what you call yourself periodically sometimes, huh? Am I right?
Experiences. I don't know if anyone knows this. Maybe you guys do. But do you know that you physically have to tell the police, I want you to arrest this man, and point to the person? You would think a phone call would be enough. But no, they were like, you have to point your name, you have to tell, who is it? And then he got out his little card, and he said, well, he doesn't meet all 5 of these criteria. So we can't, it wasn't restraining order, so we can move this up to a level 2. Right now you're at a level 4. That's what took us so long to get here.
So wait a minute. So why couldn't they have done that criteria check with you over the phone?
I don't know.
You see what I'm saying? Like, people are, you see how they wasted my money? You see how they using, you see how they taking and making bullshit to take my money and get everybody jobs? Like, I gotta employ these stupid motherfuckers. I'm constantly employing incompetence. But and basically what they are criminals, are stupid criminals.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Like, think about it. They still came to your house, which cost me, right? As the boss, it cost me to send somebody to your house. But why am I sending somebody to your house when that could have been circumvented in the first place? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What these people are doing, they're all in cahoots, and they're justifying these charges they're justifying these bills, and they're all in cahoots.
I avoid the police at all.
They think I'm stupid.
Yeah, I try not to call the police when I hate the police. I'll be honest, but you know, he was fucking. But this guy also tried to kill his parents like a couple of months before. And he also had a huge record, but you know. But I would. Well, never mind. I'm not gonna say that. But yeah, he was. Well, his own parents take my friend to keep him away from $4,000 a month.
What happened? He was what?
His parents, who are rich, paid my friend $4,000 a month, basically to take care of him, pay his rent, keep him away from them because he tried to kill them. So that's what my friend does for him. He basically sends him, he pays his rent with the money they give him. He buys him food, clothes, but keeps them away from them.
Among them,
Isn't that fucked up?
so okay, my question is, if you talk to him,
getting it out of
were you
and like
able to
doing all sort of
identify
things
what's
who
going
are not
on,
aware
why
of
he
it, then
wants
she
to kill
shows
them?
you what she wants to
Because
do.
I could sort of see why. I mean, to be honest, if what he told me is true, according to my friend, it's true. His
How does she
parents are
communicate? What's her dean like? Does she pray? Does she,
Yeah, like I do
respect?
all of that. Like I'm literally such a respectable girl. I have such good morals. I pray 5 times a day. I have like my standards. You know, I'm very respectful. I respect my father. One thing, I don't wear the hijab. You can get someone that wears the hijab, prays, to be honest, portrays himself well, but also lives a double life because I've seen it a lot. So I just feel like this whole like perception of if you wear hijab and if you don't wear hijab, like you can literally be such a better person without the hijab, and you can still be close to Allah and follow your deen, and that's just maybe like a level where you haven't reached just yet in life. You do your charity, do your sadaqah.
So you haven't reached that level. I'm looking for girls on that level, and there are girls who are truly religious. Like there are, mashallah, there's girls who are not wearing hijab, who are praying and doing great things, but there's girls who are better than that because they're doing all that with good niyat, like and good akhlaq and everything, and are not violating Allah's command to cover their hair, and wear the hijab. So that's why.
Yeah, but as a man, you should be willing to like go that journey, like with your woman, and even like together, like growing closer to Allah, and even if it's like taking the next step with your woman and encouraging her to wear the hijab, or even like respecting the fact that she doesn't have it on now, but as long as you
depends
know
how beautiful she is. If she's really, really, really beautiful, it can make exception. Okay. No,
Yeah.
I'm joking. No. That's what you guys do. To me, beauty is something that's attracts you initially, but it's not the most important thing. But yeah, I'm alhamdulillah, I'm following my deed. I'm doing what Allah commands me to do. So I'm not doing anything that of course I slip up. Like everybody slips up. We might say something like bad about somebody who shouldn't have said, and that's a bad thing to do, right? But as far as like the commands, like covering aura, lowering the gaze, I try not to look at women. It can be challenging for guys, especially. But the more you train your eyes not to look, the more you become a habit not looking at women. If I'm looking for marriage, yeah, I could look. The Prophet ﷺ encouraged men to take a look at the woman they're intending to marry. But something you're still saying, like, look, this is a command from Allah, and it's really important actually, is not to violate the command. So those who are religious are and doing all the things you're saying doing. The next step, that's part of being like not violating all His commands. We can't say, "Oh, I'm going to do everything else, but I'm not going to do this one thing Allah says to do."
No, obviously, like you need to be open to it 100%. But it's not like you want to do it, like I'm very, I'm the kind of person like I don't want to go around like give up other people and I don't feel like I just want to واحدة انتهت.
في صور الناس.
Quinceañeras calls the parent ego, which is a mimicry or a migrant, and the child ego, which is essentially the ego you had as a child that has just never left you and will never leave you. Right? And then there's the adult ego that reconciles both of those egos. Right? So, for instance, you might be at a party and your parent ego might tell you, okay, you know, you have to leave now because you have work in the morning and you need to be responsible and you need to be disciplined. And then your child ego will say, oh, live a little. You know, life is short. You know, you need to enjoy your life. And so the adult ego will reconcile. And essentially it's kind of like the judge and will determine, you know, which one.
Yeah, this is a Jungian concept, right? How to integrate this to Kafka.
Really? I haven't looked into that. It might be.
Oh, no, don't tell me that.
With the manifestation.
Don't tell me. I need to not
Actually,
know
Newark
that.
wins for Assholes of the Year.
Okay, good. Assholes of the Year.
Yeah.
I'm only going one way
Of the Year.
into JFK.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Okay. Yeah, I just gotta land. Not run into
Just
anything.
then do not go
This is absolutely crazy. The largest land crab in the world, and they're everywhere here. These two are they're gonna go at it again. They were having a fight over this coconut before. But I reckon there might be two of the alpha males around the place. Once they've got a hold of something, man, they don't want to let go. This is absolutely crazy. The largest land crab in the world, and they're everywhere here. These two are they're gonna go at it again. They were having a fight over this coconut before. But I reckon
Oh, okay. Oh, good.
Where are you?
It may look like crude oil, but It's actually the secret ingredient behind the milk you love. This is molasses, a natural, energy-rich syrup that cows can't resist. It's made from sugarcane, and instead of being discarded, farmers turn it into a livestock supplement. But for cows, it's more than just a treat. It also improves digestion, increases milk production, and makes their boring food more palatable. The result? Healthier and happier cattle. A simple byproduct with a big impact.
Not that way, but
It may look like crude oil.
no. I'm off nose drop. Yeah, but not metaphorically, just literally. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Santa Fe, New Mexico. Keep the sun around. Most country equator. No. Most would let us up north. Well, yes. But it's more because I'm left, right, and up, down. Sunset. Yeah. The way it goes. Turn the buzz on. Buzzy. Where's the buzzy?
Now, slime stains.
I don't know what he said. Three, two, one.
What the fuck?
Max Bergenberry. Los Angeles.
You ever look at someone whose ear is a
You're a friend.
Your tongue is a wand, and your heart is a magnet. The things you listen to on repeat get planted into your subconscious and grow, and eventually they're born into your reality, just like a womb. The words you speak aren't just sounds, they're spells, each one casting reality into form, just like a wand. And your emotions pulse out a frequency, attracting more of the same into your world, just like a magnet.
You have no Sibley. I heard Leslie, my bad.
You look at me,
Did you ever go to Leslie? No, what? Well, Leslie is my boss. You guys know each other? I don't know what you did.
Oh, Max. No idea. largest telescope ever built by mankind.
I want to.
Where are you from?
General, we're not doxing you. He said English is good, you know.
Don't say where you're from.
Okay, well, I already said it. You guys, I told you, he said it. He's from LA.
I know, but I have more questions. So let me just ask them. So Max, is that where you grew up?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know him?
And you don't know Sally Friedman? She's getting funny when he sings.
Max is never gonna want to come back.
I'm adding Max as a friend because I think he needs it right now.
He needs some friends.
Max, how did you end up on Clubhouse?
I don't know. I thought this was a place that people debate each other. So what?
No, not this room.
People that will
You
my
Max, join the room, and in the morning you can debate somebody because somebody here will definitely love to do that with you. But
And once you come on, you never leave. So welcome to hell.
yeah, so it says Jeff's house, so you have to go somewhere, and it's like you have a little ticket there. We will give you admittance. You just have to join the house. Now tomorrow, when you come back, Jeff will be here, and if you pass the test, you will be allowed to come back. And it's so much fun. Everybody's
It's so scary right now, but the truth is, it helps if you'll be okay.
You will meet people from all over the world, from the country.
What is
everybody.
What is this room about?
We don't really know.
We don't have a friendship room. This is a friendship room.
Let's be clear, it's a friendship room of people that are Jews that do report on Jewish news. Sometimes some Canadians get in here and try and bring up their news. There's one guy in particular who's really about his Rafi.
No, not everybody's Jewish. Not everybody's
U.S.
Wait a minute, I'm a Gentile there, Seth.
Yeah,
I'm not done.
You're taking too long, Seth.
You lost him like 5 minutes ago.
People in the room.
More importantly, it's also our allies from across all over Clubhouse that are from all walks of life, and it's great.
And we did have a debate earlier, Max, about 5 seconds ago. Somebody came in to tell us how much he hates us, and usually does. So we have some haters that come in to tell us that they hate Jews and whatever. So
What if according to my DNA, I'm 3% Ashkenaz?
then take the Jewish genealogy room.
Yes.
DNA matter. DNA doesn't matter. The RNA is Jewish. Was your mom Jewish?
It's the police. I need to speak with you. Because we have a complaint and we would like to speak with you because these gentlemen are apparently claiming they do not speak English. Well, no, you come to the door. You stay right here.
they did. Is that what you're saying?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, because in my home there was.
يعني تخيلي واحد يجي يقول لي عنوان غيرت العنوان عشان
ايه شو المشكلة صار؟
قاعد يقول لو الفلسطينيين من اصبر شوي fucking faggots dick sucking fight get the fuck out.
You heard it. A little upset.
कैंसर पेशेंट्स जैसे कि मैं टोरंटो में रहता हूँ यहाँ पर 20-25 हॉस्पिटल हैं जो बड़े बड़े कहीं पर भी आप जाए वहाँ पे आपको ट्रीटमेंट होगी वहाँ पर आपको
Corn-fed white boys. Now I'm sorry that somebody lost their life. I truly am. I am hurt that somebody's family has to mourn. But this is a educational learning.
Any land?
Ladies and gentlemen. You do not tread on the liberties of a fucking American. Not even as an American. Leave us the fuck alone.
Okay, to Hugh and Eric, do you find it appropriate for the judges in the days leading up to the mock trial to discuss on stage their opinions?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. I just want to thanks for the little rehearsal you had right there. Yeah, I can't wait, bro. This is going to be an interesting ass day. I cannot wait.
Were there any, how did the final selection go? Like, when did that happen?
What they would want us in the morning. So like crap, and shit. Prosecution is going to argue this book up. The prosecution is going to argue.
Anyway, were there any public doubt expressed about
force about you? Too much force. No. This attempt at tyranny. Too much force, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, is your freedom secured by not enough force?
Okay, great. Then what? Then is anybody
Is
justifying?
your
You're both on
freedom?
stage right now.
Is your freedom? Is your freedom secured by just enough force? Al Sharpton. Did you measure the amount of force that gave you enough blood, sweat, tears? Did you measure the force? Or did you say, motherfucker, come hell or high water, as Charlton Heston said? As Charlton Heston said,
you know, as an actual theater kid, that's actually like where I got that and tracked
and guess what?
They would deeply
you want Americans to not fucking have
liberty. Gets angry about that, and I think that's guilty.
Well, we are American too. Sorry. Carmelo Anthony's an American. His parents are American. His grandparents.
We're just gonna start saying that it's okay if teenagers
they have the right.
Any American should have another American.
They have the right to defend themselves, and you don't like it, but you do like it. You do like the idea that if somebody were to fucking threaten your family, if somebody were to threaten your family, you would defend them. You would defend that family up until somebody else.
Probably a sexy problem right now.
When it comes to Carmelo, he can't defend himself.
Right?
Did you?
Empress,
God damn, bro, can I speak? I'm trying to ask him something important. You guys like over talking. Did you submit anything?
Oh, not yet. Not yet.
Did you read over any documents that was in this book?
I'm catching up on the Discord now.
Yeah, I posted like 5 documents. And I said, did the judges read those documents yet?
Wait, is there a separate chat for this for the mock trial?
No, there's not. I think they need to make one so they can just
the chat's
it's too long.
Well, I mean, made one. Also paused. I made one, but just for the judges. And
we need to be able to.
You want to be in there too?
Post it in there. How are we going?
I don't think you should be in there. I don't think the defense or prosecution should be in the judges' private chambers.
Then you guys make your own chat. There can be up to 10 people if you just do like a Discord separate group.
Yeah, I don't feel like doing that.
Prosecution and defense typically don't confer on their own outside of it.
That's what I'm saying. We just need an avenue to submit the document without having a fucking scroll.
To create two separate channels. One is
there needs to be one exclusively for the judge.
I agree, Dolly.
Yeah.
I didn't hear you, Dolly. Is that? Yeah. What was that?
I was repeating what they were saying. One for the judge. Yeah.
I mean, when I just forwarded your submissions to the judge chat. If you want to keep posting in the Gen chat to keep people interested, if they wanted to follow along, that could be interesting. Or we could just make two separate chats for each of you to submit to, or you just send it to me and I'll forward it.
That's fine too. Hearing a little bit of the snippet earlier from Concrete, Huey, and what I just heard now, I knew that it was going to come down that these people were going to try to use ego and morality and all of this stuff. So, and this is exactly why I picked Rich. And I just want to say this now. We're going to paint the most despicable picture for you guys about this kid. And I just want you to know, it's nothing personal. I'm still black at the end of the day. So don't hold it against me.
And no, I haven't read them yet. I've been super busy all day. I'll read them tomorrow morning.
Somebody's a little angry. Somebody just can't take it. Somebody just can't make it.
Not right now, comedian. Not right now. Next time. See you later.
Life to where you can
This phone is broken, but it's like. But I can't get it to like turn on. There you go. Gotta push hard. Okay, we're gonna go to my music room. We're gonna play some music. Action Bibles. Holy shit. Some weird motherfuckers out there. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And not in an affected or forced way, in the contemplative state, where you're just watching what goes on. And even if you're automatically thinking about it, because you realize that those thoughts are futile so far as changing anything is concerned, you might as well try to sweep dust on the stairs with bamboo shadows. And so you watch your thoughts as if they were the ticking of a clock, or birds chattering outside the window, or water falling, or a leaky faucet. And they just chatter on. And life does its thing in the watch. The thoughts, because they just chatter, begin to go away. And the past disappeared, because you know it's just memory. The future has disappeared because it hasn't happened. It never does, tomorrow never comes. There is no tomorrow. And if you don't realize that, it's useless for you to make plans for it. If you do realize there's no tomorrow, then maybe plans will be of use to you. Because when they work out, you can enjoy the result. But if you're not all here, you can't. So tomorrow can only be handled by those who don't take it seriously. So there you are. Now, if you've read the literature, which many of you have, of mysticism and yoga, Buddhism, Vedanta, so forth, you know it's said again and again and again that this kind of vision, this way of seeing, is always dependent upon transcending your ego in one way or another, giving up. Well, here you are. You've given up. Only you are not able to pride yourself on having achieved a great achievement. And this is the snare for all people who go into these spiritual disciplines. They make a project of getting rid of their ego. They're terribly proud of it. They come home and brag about how much they suffered, how long they sat and had their legs hurt so much. They're absolute bores. And this spiritual braggery is nothing more than blowing up and inflating the ego to a colossal degree, because the ego is undertaking the actually impossible but seemingly incredibly difficult task of getting rid of itself. So when you run into this kind of thing, don't be beguiled. All those disciplines to get rid of your ego have as their underlying design to persuade you that it can't be done. Not in a merely theoretical kind of persuasion, but so that you actually realize that you can no more get rid of your ego than you can put out fire with fire. It is precisely, you see, the ambition of the ego to be egoless. When you find a person who is what you might call frankly egotistic, makes no bones about it, he will be less egotistic, actually, than people who are very self-effacing. That's a curious thing. People, for example, who speak very frankly and tell the truth and come right out and say whether they like you or whether they don't, whether they want you around or whether they don't. And you say, well, can I stay overnight? And they say, sorry, but I'm tired and I don't want anybody around. You think, well, is that selfish? But that kind of selfishness is not really selfish, because with a person like that, you always know where you are. Nobody likes to impose on anyone else. And you can't impose on that kind of person. That makes for a very comfortable relationship. So you owe it to other people to be as egotistic as you are. Then they know where you stand. But if you come out full of love and full of good intentions and make promises to all kinds of people and say, oh, you'll do this, that, and the other for them, and then you forget about it, or you're too lazy, or you think you'd rather not, they've been relying on you for your promises, and then you let them down. Simply because you weren't selfish when it was time to be selfish. So, you know, if somebody asks you, will you help me, will you give me some money, or something like that, if you're not going to do it, say no. And you shouldn't be ashamed of saying no, because if you're going to do no eventually, do it now. But if you say, well, I'll think it over, I'll go back and look at my bank balance, that means, no, but I don't want to say so. And people are always fouling each other up that way. So it's very important to be as egotistic as you are. Because the ambition to be less egotistic than you are is a very insidious form of egotism. And there is nothing more reprehensible than the ambition to be a saint. So you found that out, you see, not by going through some project, some fierce discipline to get rid of your ego, unless, of course, you were the kind of nut who had to go through that and couldn't find it any other way. That's why I have nothing against gurus who put people through all sorts of complicated obstacle races. Because these people asked for it. They wouldn't have respected the guru unless he had good things to do. It's on the principle that you always do some bad thing. Because, let me repeat the point, you are responsible. When you gave him authority to take charge of your spiritual development. And he's going to show you that the authority was always yours. But he can't do that by just talking. He has to carry the absurd things you are doing to their logical extreme so that you will find out. You are making yourself miserable. He will increase your tendency to do so until you find out that it's you who are doing it. Well, I say you find out it's you who are doing it. Who is you? We never have to define this because it's become like a point in modern geometry or mathematics. In the old Euclidean system, we said a point is that which has position with no magnitude. A kind of absurd definition. But in mathematics today, we don't define a point at all. We say it's a limit of size. And